Raptors making the final preparations. It's an Eastern Conference matchup, and today's game is the 76ers coming to town for this one. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Happy to have you along for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. You look at the Raptors. They return victorious from an undefeated road trip back to the loving embrace of their hometown faithful.
You know, right now for the Raptors, they've been one of the surprises of the league this season. I mean, not too many people expected them to be in the position they're in right now.
Well, the potential was there from the beginning. I mean, there's plenty of talent on this roster, but the fact that they really weren't expected to have a huge year, I think they used that to their advantage. They were able to kind of fly below the radar a little bit early on.
And brought to you by State Farm. Look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Rudy Fernandez out there with Holiday. Then it's Chris Singleton, and there's Hickson, and it's Aldridge in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Toronto, we've got Smith. Jason Kidd is out there with Tracy McGrady, and there's Carter. And it's Pekovic in at the 5, roaming the paint. Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
Well, they benefited from some very loose play from their opponents that night, Clark.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there were a lot of turnovers in that game. Some were caused by their good defensive play, but some were just careless.
Inside, and it's Fernandez missing. So it's Toronto now. And this is the first season matchup.
He's a bit short for the power forward spot, but his great leaping ability more than makes up for it.
And that was Sprite bringing you the close-up on that big-time play. On defense, the Raptors, 4-point game.
Well, you know, the Atlantic Division was really a dogfight-like division. I mean, last year and for a while, it looked like the 76ers were going to take control of that Atlantic Division, but eventually the Sixers had to settle for third.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Doug Collins and I chatted for just a bit. The frustration was evident in his voice when I asked him about the way their season had been developing. He told me, we've been learning the hard way that anything less than a 100% effort is not going to get it done. I want to see my guys a lot hungrier than they have been. That would certainly help, gentlemen.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Back to the Sixers. At one point, they were leading the pack, but then the Celtics and Knicks passed them. You know, Jeremy then certainly played a role with the Knicks. They got healthy up front, and things began to change for the 76ers. Still a young team trying to navigate their ways.
Yeah, and they did a decent job within the division, Kevin, finishing 7-6 against their fellow foes in the Atlantic. So an interesting division going forward. Celtics, Knicks, 76ers. You know, it'll be...
Oh, are you kidding me?
That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great.
Did you see that?
Oh, we got to see that one again, guys. We've got to see that again.
I need a replay. I'm not sure what I just looked at.
Outside, Carter gets the bucket. Carter's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
He's going to take that shot every time if he has that much room to get it off. And you look at LaMarcus Aldridge, he's always had good height for his position, 6'11", but he's done a nice job filling out that frame. Exclamation point right there, guys. That was a strong throw-down finish.
It was, and a little extra face time as he eases off the iron.
Well, it's about self-preservation, guys. Sometimes that's the safest route. Make sure you don't have any bodies or feet or ankles below you, and then calmly let yourself down to the floor.
Pass to Fernandez. Lots of room. Can't get it to go. And Toronto will go the other way with it. And, Steve, you look at Aldridge's improvement. He's left no stone unturned.
Yeah, I think the last step for Aldridge is to improve his post passing. Kevin, he's a wonderful scorer down on the block. He can step away and make jump shots. But if he can become a better passer out of that double team, he will be a complete offensive weapon.
And Hickson throws it down.
He's a bit short for the power forward spot, but his great leaping ability more than makes up for it.
Raptors leading by 7. Here's Kidd. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. So the 76ers, their last game, a loss to the Celtics in Boston.
pretty lazy effort defensively that night from them guys. So, I know that it sounds harsh, but hey, I speak the truth.
Yes, you do. Where were the adjustments is my question. I mean, the coaching staff didn't seem to realize, as everyone else watching did, that changes had to be made defensively. They never moved on anything.
And it's Smith missing.
Even that close to the hoop, when you see that kind of defense, I think you got to move the ball back out to the perimeter. Doug Collins, such a great coach, really has changed the foundation here in Philadelphia, and also worked in the broadcasting business for many, many years. But that coaching bug has always been inside of him. Nice to see him go back to Philadelphia, the team that he played for in his career.
And Kidd, here we go. Smith outside. Carter outside for three. Kidd dishes to McGrady. Kidd kicks to McGrady. Defended by Fernandez. We've got 1:28 left to play in the first quarter. And Coach Collins always prepared in the commentary booth and certainly very detail-minded as a head coach. It shows there's been very little separation, having worked with him for 7 years as a broadcaster. I can tell you the same attention to detail was there on the air as it is on the sideline.
Yeah, no question. He's a demanding guy no matter what the forum is. He sweats out the details, and sometimes coaches like that can wear out their welcome with players, and I think that's the big question with Doug. He's so intense. How long can he stay positive and stay comfortable in his role? He's kind of burned himself out in the past a few times, but I think as he's gotten older, he's mellowed some. He seems to be really enjoying himself in Philadelphia, and I hope that he can have a long run here.
The dunk was great, but I didn't care for that interior defense there, guys. It was non-existent.
You're right, Clark. It was way too easy. I don't think the coach liked it either. Look at that face.
It doesn't get much easier than that. They have got to tighten up their defense. That was embarrassing.
Felton with the ball, and Crawford picks him up defensively. 9 feet out, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Here's Felton, and that one's good.
Yeah, saw just a little bit of daylight, went right to the rim.
Raptors trail by 4. Down low, tipped. And here we go with Brooks running it up the court. Back to Felton. And it's rejected. Fast break Toronto. Seraphin kicks to Robinson. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. It'll count. Cannot hit. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
Well, the thing they tried to establish right away was the presence down low. You look at the points in the paint. I think that's been the difference.
Yeah, and I like the fact, Steve, that there's no showdown.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up. Tearing that roof down with that one.
Yeah, and really a dunk contest dunk that time. Wow.
Yeah, unreal. What a dunk. Well, he's known for his tendency to get hot in the blink of an eye. You'll forget he's even out there, and then all of a sudden he's dominating the action.
Yeah, he can erupt in a hurry. It makes him a very unpredictable but exciting player. You don't know which version of him you're going to get from minute to minute.
Well, it was a struggle last year for the Raptors against the rest of the Eastern Conference. That's something that they have to improve upon. I mean, if you're going to be a factor in your own conference, you've got to start beating the teams that you play on a more regular basis.
Holiday with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. Brewer passes to Holiday. He kicks it to Aldridge. Over Smith. It's hauled in by Jamal Crawford. And 15 and 33 for the Raptors against the East last year. Third worst in conference record in the East, Clark. And that is not a good mark.
No, it isn't. And they had to deal with some injuries, but they also have to be able to put up more wins than they did, or I think they'll continue to be fighting for a spot in the bottom of the standings in the East. Protect your home court. That's the first step in becoming a playoff team.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Guys, a very interesting motivational object for the Raptors. Coach Dwayne Casey had a 1,300-pound boulder placed in the Raptors dressing room. He said it's from a story about a stone cutter. Every time a stone cutter hits a rock, it may not break. You may have to hit it 100 times, but on that 101st time you hit it, now you cause the rock to crack. Now the team motto has become pound the rock. It's a metaphor for working hard, eventually paying off. Casey said, we've got to keep pounding. We've got to keep hitting the rock, and eventually it will crack. That's why we work together every day to get better. Kevin, pretty hard to ignore a boulder that size in your locker room.
Well, it's so true, Doris. Thanks. Here's Evans. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Crawford dishes to Seraphin. Over Oden. Shot by Seraphin. No good. The 76ers trail by 4. Evans kicks to Arthur. Takes it up for the stuff.
This is Kevin Harlan. Reached up high and brought it down hard.
Well, that's how you do the dunk. That's for darn sure.
And that's how you commentate it.
You guys are crazy.
The 76ers were the 8th seed in the playoffs, and even though they upset the Bulls in the first round, it wasn't really considered a shocker as the Bulls were playing without Derrick Rose.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. White comes in for Wallace. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Jason Kidd. And then for Philadelphia, Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Evans. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Aaron Brooks. Second quarter play with almost 3 minutes gone. Felton with the ball. And Crawford picks him up defensively. And it's Fernandez missing. But not to take anything away from the 76ers. They earned that win and showed they can make some noise in the playoffs. And you saw the kind of trouble they gave Boston in that second round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that series went 7 games. So, that victory over Chicago was no fluke. The Sixers were a tough out. Great defensive team. Quick, young, athletic. And they've got a bright future, guys.
Robinson passes to Crawford. Over Felton. And Crawford gets it to go on the assist by Robinson. That's now 8 points for Crawford.
I like the job they're doing. A much better job of getting them involved in the offense here in the second quarter.
Raptors leading by 3.
There's Jeremy Lin. He's so good at driving the lane. Excellent ball handler, crafty finisher inside, stronger than he looks, and really understands angles. And that's how he's able to get that shot off in the lane.
Felton dishes to Fernandez. Here's Oden. The shot, no good. So the Raptors will take it the other way. Lin kicks to Arthur. Fernandez. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession.
Well, let's take a look at where Philadelphia ended up rank-wise in the league last year. First in fewest turnovers per game. 7th in rebounding. And they were top 10 in three-point shooting. That's a huge part of their offensive attack.
And this is a smart team, Clark, because you talked about the turnovers. Number 1 in the league in terms of fewest mistakes. And that's when they were at their best. When they controlled the action offensively, they were able to execute without making mistakes. And that allowed them to set up their defense at the other end. This was a really well-disciplined club.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Felton. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Felton's got 4 points in the quarter.
And, going back to Jeremy Lin, guys, his ability to finish in the lane is quite unique. I mean, he's really worked to develop his floaters and runners, whether off 1 foot or a jump stop. For a guard, that shot can really be a game changer inside. As a matter of fact, I think every guard needs to have that in his repertoire.
Holiday, the pass to Hickson. Good. Hickson's got 6 points.
They can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, the opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities.
Here's Singleton, kept alive. Aldridge Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. Aldridge has got his second basket of the night. Smith dishes to Smith. Poked away. And it's blocked. Now here is Holiday. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Boston. And the basket good. Now it's just a 3-point Raptor lead.
Boy, he's really doing a nice job taking advantage of what the defense is giving.
And then Smith with the jam.
Well, this fella can rise up there with the best of them.
Just a crazy finish, guys.
He's one of the few players with the athleticism to pull that off.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Sprite. Good stuff. Some changes for Toronto. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Carter. And Jason Kidd has subbed in for Gilbert Arenas. Then for the 76ers, Reese Evans is checked in for Hickson. Fernandez comes in for Corey Brewer. And it's Brooks in for Drew Holiday.
Well, for him, that finger roll is almost second nature. That's a tough shot for most players.
Here's Smith. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Fernandez has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Next up in the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game marks the start of a 5-game homestand, longest of the season.
Yeah, there's no question for Milwaukee, and that's a game they would really like to have.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, you love having him at the line, and he's certainly living up to that reputation tonight.
Kidd kicks to Serafin. He feeds it to Kidd. Beyond the arc. Out to Smith. Outside Kidd. Puts up a 3. No good on that last second attempt there. And a tight game here as we end the first half. It's the Raptors leading by a point. We've got more in store for...
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
The fun has begun on this Saturday night, and we're ready to look back at all the first half action. We've seen the Raptors slugging it out. Their second unit giving them instant offense. They've gone to their bench for scoring, and they've answered the call. Vince...
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
What a great game for Vince Carter in this one. He's got 10 points, and a couple of three-pointers have gone down for him, too.
Yeah, he's looked good letting it fly from deep. I wouldn't put it past him to have even more success from out there before this one is said and done, Clark.
Pekovic is out there with Smith. Then it's Tracy McGrady. Then it's Jason Kidd. And it's Carter in at the small forward position. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors.
The Atlantic division overall was really a division with a lot of parity. No team really dominated any other in the division, and the Raptors actually were able to hold their own, too.
And Jason Kidd picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And Holiday kicks to Hickson. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. This is to Fernandez. There's the triple. Second shot opportunity. And that one's good by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his third basket of the night right there.
He made that offensive rebound count. Nice job collecting the second chance points.
Back to the Raptors, even though they finished second to last in the division, they were 7-8 against other teams, Steve.
Well, I guess when you look at the division as a whole, really was not very strong. And I think that's why that number for Toronto was a respectable, just, one game under 500. This year will be a little tougher. The division's getting stronger, and we'll see how they fare.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, for Jeremy Lin last season, an unprecedented breakthrough for a player who couldn't even get a Division I scholarship offer going into college. He said, quote, "I couldn't even get some D3 schools to look at me. That used to bother me a lot. But now as I'm getting older, I don't worry about it. It's not about proving things to other people anymore for me. It's about playing the right way." But that outsider status made him hungry. He said, "When I'm on the court, I try to play with all my emotion and all my heart. I don't really try to hold too much back." Gentlemen.
Infectious enthusiasm, Doris. You see it every time he steps on the floor.
He did it his way, which is what I respect, and he really took the league by storm.
And kicks to Hickson. Feeds it to Singleton. Hickson covered by Smith. Holiday against Kidd. Shot clock at 6. And Jason Kidd picks up a foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Tracy McGrady. Aldridge, the pass to Fernandez. Singleton. The feed now to Aldridge. Pekovic is there. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Well, you know what, guys? Josh Smith is a tremendous athlete. I don't think any of us would question that. He's strong enough to bang inside, quick enough to defend on the perimeter, and quite honestly, he's one of the most explosive bouncers we have in the game. I mean, he really can elevate.
And some changes here for the 76ers. Greg Oden, he's checked in for Aldridge. Felton comes in for Rudy Fernandez. And it's Brooks in for Drew Holiday. And then Carter with the jam.
Boy, taking it hard to the rack for the big throwdown.
And give an unofficial assist card to his teammate for setting a screen that freed him up.
Yeah, good call, Kevin. That was really the key to the play. And talking about Josh Smith, you know, defensively, guys, he's really elite. I mean, he can block shots, he can get in the passing lanes, rebounds, got those long arms. And then in transition, if he gets out and runs, I mean, forget about it. One of the deadliest finishers in the game.
Outside Carter, and that one's good. And it's a 5-point Raptor lead.
He's been so solid. You've got to keep him out there on the floor, really doing a nice job for the offense.
And the 76ers call time here.
Philadelphia, by virtue of playing a number of games at home early in the season, really started hot last year, but then faded down the Eastern Conference ladder as the season wore on. A part of that was their difficulty in winning games on the road.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Oden. Evans comes in for J.J. Hickson. And Rudy Fernandez is subbed in for Raymond Felton. Crawford's shot is good.
Yeah, Crawford is everything you want out of a scoring guard. He can spot up and make jump shots or handle the ball and create shots off the dribble. He loves that little crossover move where he'll just get you going one way, take the ball the other, and rise up and hit that jump shot.
The real struggle with guarding Jamal, Steve, is that once he gets it going, it's really hard to slow him down because of his speed and ability to pull up off the dribble. I mean, he stops on a dime straight up into that lethal jump shot of his.
J.R. Smith's checked in for Jason Kidd. The 76ers also with a sub. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Maurice Evans. You mentioned it, Clark. 76ers road play. They finished 16-17 there, which isn't bad, but it kept them down probably at that 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. And, Steve, a few more wins, it would have changed a lot for them.
Well, as it was, though, it turned into a pretty good draw because they were actually able to play Chicago in the first round after Rose got injured. They won that round, took Boston to 7th. So that 8th seed actually was kind of a charm for them. Seems to be recovering after that.
Incredible. Call it hang time and bang time.
Unbelievable.
You got to just shake your head on that one.
Brooks dishes to Aldridge. To the inside. Singleton kicks to Hickson. It's hauled in by the Raptors. 1:11 left to play here in the third. Here's Carter. The monster one-hand slam.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yeah, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
And that one's good by Aldridge.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the The windmill finish. Now that's nasty. How do you do?
Finishes the play. Utter disregard for his own safety.
Look at his teammates. They're just shaking their heads. I mean, he must have told them to look out for that one.
Crawford passes to Smith. Smith outside. Raptors moving the ball around. And Aldridge comes over to help. Here's Carter. Shot denied. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Brooks. Aldridge kicks to Singleton, and there's the pass to Brooks. Passes it to Hickson. Got a piece of it. Oh, and here comes Smith, all alone. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher, there's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played.
And we've reached
Next Sunday, the Atlanta.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Who's had the Sprite uncontainable game in this one? Well, let's send it out to our Doris. Doris?
Yes, gentlemen. Well, it was the stretch by the Raptors that garners the uncontainable game today. Something must have been said about defense at halftime because they came out and locked things up in the third quarter. A great effort on D, and it has them sitting pretty here in the fourth.
All right, Doris, thanks. And the run Doris mentioned, guys, that was really a huge game changer here.
No question, Kevin. Probably the pivotal moment in the game so far, and I thought that really set the tone.
You know, one of the things that was interesting to me is you could see the body language of both teams change at that point. Obviously in different directions. Confident and assured on one side and a bit of chin in your chest on the other side.
Taking a look at the 76ers, we've got LaMarcus Aldridge. Hickson is out there with Maurice Evans. Then there's Felton, and it's Holiday in at the one. Evans outside. Three-pointer. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Smith drives in, going right down to the wire here. Clark and Steve, still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you hate to lose it.
Boy, after all this energy that both teams have expended, you're right, Clark. This would be a tough one to lose.
Evans outside. 6 to shoot. Shoots over White. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Kid's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Here's Crawford. No luck. Felton with some nice D. The 76ers trail. 3-on-3. Evans misses the 3. The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And it's White missing.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
He dishes it to Evans. Shoots over Pekovic. Hickson dishes to Holiday. Second chance effort. Gets the bucket. And the 76ers lead by 1.
And this continues to be a shootout.
Well, I'm a fan as well as a commentator, and I love this fast-paced action. I mean, it's going back and forth, back and forth.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. He actually lit into them pretty heavily, saying, we're being way too soft on the inside. I'd better start to see some toughness and more shots being challenged. No more easy baskets. Pretty strong words, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Smith. And it's good. Now it's a 4-point Raptor lead. The 76ers have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Brooks kicks to Singleton. Leads him in there. And Aldridge, the basket on the assist from Chris Singleton. Singleton's got 3 assists tonight. Here's Pekovic. Oh, look out.
The defense caught dozing off that time.
Now those open dunks, pretty high percentage.
Yeah, you're not going to miss many of those. I mean, this is really a poor defensive effort.
The Sprite replay really gave you a good look at the action. The 76ers trail by 4. Here's Singleton, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got his 3rd assist on the night.
You don't need much range to hit from that distance, Kevin.
The dish to Carter. The 3. Good, and the assist to Kidd. Kidd's got 6 assists here tonight.
And what I love about him, Kevin, is the supreme confidence he has at the offensive end of the floor. He just seems to want the big shot with the game on the line.
And I'll say something else, Steve. He is one of the most powerful finishers we have in this league. He takes it to the rack hard.
Here's Carter. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Nicely done. They've really attacked effectively in transition.
There's no doubt about it, Steve. Their quickness has given them an advantage. I mean, I've liked the way they've pushed the ball all game.
Brooks with the bucket.
Boy, I'm not seeing the same energy level as I did in the first half. Second chance points not coming quite as easily as they did earlier, and I think it's a matter of effort.
Here's Smith, and good on the basket. Hook it. Smith's got 7 points for the quarter.
Boy, this is a shooting exhibition, guys. I mean, he's not wasting any of his chances.
Drew Holiday, he's checked in for Aaron Brooks. Here's Holiday. Josh Smith pulls it in.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense.
He's definitely showing some real sweet dunking skills here.
Are you kidding me? Oh, my gosh. What a play.
Yeah, that was spectacular.
Holiday with it. He's picked up by Kidd. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
Both free throws good from Holiday. Raptors leading by 7. Here's Carter. And it's rebounded by Drew Holiday. 76ers have gone 6 of 13. So just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Fernandez, the pass to Aldridge. Rebound by the Raptors. Smith's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Kidd dishes to Smith. The leader. And it's Smith missing. The 76ers trail by 7. And Holiday kicks to Fernandez. Back to Holiday. Kicks it to Aldridge. To the middle. Fernandez. Rebound by Smith. Over Holiday, and there's J.R. Smith on the assist by Kidd. The 76ers shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. Holiday, the pass to Hickson. He passes it to Fernandez. Aldridge. From down in the low post, it goes.
He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Pekovic. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And the Raptors lead by 9.
Doesn't look like they're going to take it easy on them down the stretch.
It certainly doesn't look like it. I mean, they're still aggressively attacking the basket and putting up points.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Pekovic. Wallace comes in for Josh Smith. Tracy McGrady's checked in for Vince Carter. And Gilbert Arenas subbed in for Jason Kidd.
Well, the outcome is not in question now. They've got it all wrapped up.
Agreed. I mean, they're just looking to simply run the clock out now.
12 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Pass to Brooks for the 3. Here's Oden. Good on the baseline, Jay.
He will fight you down low, guys. Really battles in there. He comes up with a lot of second chance buckets.
Taken away by Felton. And so it's Toronto winning this one. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our